Welcome in, everyone, to episode 48 of the Chillin for Our Lives podcast. I'm your host, Sean, and as always, I am here with the amazing, the illustrious ElectricityWave, Mike.
What's up, man? What's up, man?
There's a lot up because we, as you guys on the video podcast can see, we have a very special guest today, the incredible BEKIMACHINE. Becky, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
Woo. I'm doing great. I'm having a great day. I got to be honest.
It is a good day.
So
it is a good day.
It is a good day.
It's been an amazing day today.
Yeah, it's always exciting to have a guest of the podcast because, especially today, because we've never had a musician on, so it's gonna be a different dynamic. We usually have a streamer on, so it's gonna be a little bit different topics. I mean, she streams as well, but I don't know. It's exciting because both of you guys are into music, so we're gonna see where it takes it, and I'm just gonna listen to you guys talk about music stuff and just try to look good. That's it.
That's exciting.
Because typically I usually just take a little backseat on our guest episodes, but not always, but sometimes.
Not today.
But not today, because like Mike said, Becky's a musician. Before we even start with anything, Becky, do you want to let the people know where they can find you and all of those good things, like on social media and things like that?
Yeah, so you can find me on all social media platforms under BEKIMACHINE, and also all streaming platforms, like music streaming platforms, under BEKIMACHINE as well.
All right.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So I guess the first thing I want to talk to is something that talk about is something that I've never officially said on the podcast or on anything really, but we have a song coming out.
Woo!
Should be hopefully should be tomorrow from when you guys are listening to this. It should be Friday, September 11th.
Exciting.
Yes, assuming all goes well. Very small chance that it won't come out until the following Friday on the 18th, but it's called My Light. It is my first official song that's being put out. I usually just throw out beats or whatever, just try
That's sick.
Yeah, so this is my very first song ever. The amazing Nathan Robinson that we had on the podcast a few weeks ago basically told me about Becky because I tweeted I was getting trying to find people to work with, and I was like, everybody send me your singers. I need singers to work with. And then Nathan Robinson just added BEKIMACHINE. I was like, who's BEKIMACHINE? And then I looked her up, found your song Siren, was like, oh dang, this is somebody I could work with. And then I sent you a message, and then here we are.
And that was it. Yeah.
Quite a while later, actually. It's been a little while, I think.
Yeah, when was that? A month ago, maybe?
I think a couple of months ago now.
Really?
I feel like it's more than a month.
Oh yeah, because he was episode 42, so that was 7 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. So,
oh my god, time this year's flown.
It's so weird because some things feel like they were forever ago, but they were in March. But then other things feel like they were just yesterday, but it was actually a year ago.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. So we don't have to get too in detail. We're not a music podcast, so we don't have to get into the nerdy, nitty gritty stuff. But so when you first sent me, I had a beat already made and sent and set up. So I sent it to you, and I think maybe either the next day or within the next just few days, you were like, okay, I've been I like it and I have something, and I was like, okay, maybe she's gonna hum me a melody or something, and I was gonna be good. But you sent me the song basically, I
was well keen. I was like, yes, I've got. Well, I had the time at the time. I had the time, and I was like, I want to, show that I'm,
legit
into it. So
yeah. So did you already have did you already have some of those lyrics written down and knew you wanted to use them for something, or did it all just kind of come together? How did that work lyrically?
So I didn't have any lyrics kind of pre-planned at all when I first heard the song, but I remember when I first listened to it, I started humming a melody already, an idea melody, and then I brought it into the music software where you make music. I think I've done this one in Logic Pro, and I just kind of played the song, set it on record, and I started humming like different melodies that I thought could work. And once I had that in place, then the lyrics started coming in. So I might start humming the melody and words might start coming out here and there. And then from there, I started like building the lyrics around it, I think. So that's what happened with that. And it actually came quite naturally. Sometimes it takes me ages to write lyrics, like
Yeah,
ages. But this one came quite naturally. I think I did it in like 2 sessions.
Wow.
Like writing the lyrics fully. So yeah.
That's great, because as someone, so I don't sing or do any vocals really at all, but I work with a friend that does, and like neither of us have ever wrote poetry or lyrics or anything like that. So we kind of put together a whole bunch of beats that we have that we really like, and then eventually we were like, okay, well, you can sing, so let's put these songs together. But neither of us could ever think of something. So like, because we don't know what to sing about or anything like that. So it kind of put that whole thing to a screeching halt. So when you came out with like this whole song almost right away, it was just a different feeling of like, oh my God, I actually finally have something here that I like. It's not just some random thing thrown together.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I felt like it all happened quite naturally, I feel, which is really good.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause sometimes I'll like go sit down to work on a beat, and after an hour of having nothing, I'm like, okay, I have nothing here. I just have to go away and stop. But then sometimes I'll have something in my head a little bit, and after 5 minutes, I can already tell like this is kind of coming together already. It's pretty nice. So it's nice when you don't have to force it all.
Yeah, I completely get that. Sometimes I'll sit and I'll be like writing music and I'll be like, I literally haven't done anything. Or I'll like make different ideas and I'll be like, no. And then another day I'll be like, whoa, it's been like an hour or 2 and I've almost got the full structure to a song. It's funny how that happens. I think it's the same with a lot of different creative things. You generally get like block or you get inspiration.
Yeah, I feel that.
And it happens.
Yeah, I feel that because the way you guys were talking about like coming up with lyrics or just like music, like I do the same thing sometimes on TikTok. I'll just be scrolling and like looking through sounds and videos and like, damn, I can't think of shit today. Like, what's going on? So sometimes you just got to like walk away, and then, you know, especially with music, you could either like see something that inspires it or have like a nostalgia thought, or maybe hear a song, or just like anything could inspire it. And the natural stuff always seems way more, I don't know, like organic and genuine, and it just flows natural.
Definitely.
Yeah, and it could come from like in like a pre-baked idea. You almost kind of have the whole idea in your head already, and then just the time is like putting the art to paper or the tick to the talk or whatever. Right. So it's like you just it all just comes out more naturally. And I actually got super lucky with Becky being so like musically inclined, I guess, like a high music IQ, because you know there's a lot of singers that, you know, like they just sing, and that's totally fine. They might have no idea how to work Pro Tools or Logic or anything like that, and you know that's totally fine. If you're a great singer, that's what you do, you sing. So initially Becky was like, okay, I have the lyrics, I'm gonna send you this. She sang the song, and then she was like, and then next time when I get to my studio, I'll send you the harmonies too. I was like, oh damn, she's gonna have harmonies on here too. Like other people might not have any idea like how to craft a harmony or what to do with them or anything like that. And then, like I said at the very beginning, this is my first song that I put out, so I've never been able to work with like vocals that are a high level. I just kind of fuck with my voice, which is not the best practice. So you are a saint for working with me throughout this. I probably sent the first file I sent you, you probably listened to it and were like, oh no, this is like. This cannot go out.
It just says you're blocked by BEKIMACHINE.
No, but I think with any music track, it's always good to get someone else, because when you're sitting and you're mixing a song, your ears get lazy because they get used to the mix and like how everything sounds. But then when you take it to someone else, they might pick up, their ears might pick up on something your ears didn't pick up on. So I always think it's really important to listen to your music on different speakers and also give it to other people to kind of critique, or not critique, but like give mixing a feedback on.
Right.
Exactly.
It's always like really important.
Yeah. The first time I knew that you were like the real deal was when you said, I think I hear some clipping on the vocals at 1:37 or whatever it was. And then I listened to it and I was like, no, like I don't hear it, but I trusted your ear. So I was like, so I muted all of the instruments, just played the vocal track like louder, or not louder, but like soloed. And then I finally heard it a little bit, and then I unmuted everything else, and then I could really hear it. And I was like, oh my God, how did she even pick that out? And then you didn't. So my initial thought would have been, just turn it down a little bit. But you said the saturation might be too high. So I turned the saturation down a little bit, and sure enough, it like the little clipping sound went away. I was like, geez, there's no way I would have guessed that. No way.
That's so good that was like the right feedback, if that makes sense. Because I was like, I think that's what it is. But, you know, you never know. Like, I didn't know all the plugins you had at the time. Right. But that's good that it was spot on.
Yeah, so because then I've listened to, so I have my computer is my ideal setup. Like I have my headphones and my headphone amp, and I have like some bookshelf speakers. So I would listen to it on there, and then once I thought it sounded good, I would put it on my phone and listen to it on my wireless earbuds, and then I would take it out to my car and listen to it in my car. So like what you're saying about listening to it in as many different environments as you could. Sometimes it'd be so frustrating where like in my car it would sound terrible, but on my buds it would sound great. So just trying to find that balance. It's like I've learned so much just from this one song that hopefully can like transfer and make every other song not take so long to do.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I feel like with everything, like even, just every like creative thing, every like process, like just writing one song, for example, and getting the feedback, and you learn so much from it. And it's probably the same with like TikTok and stuff as well. Like learning the different things you can do with each video. It's the same for music, like learning the different tips for mixing, or I don't know, YouTube, like learning the different tips for that. Like it applies to everything. I do feel like with music, if you can get it good, like listening to the music back in the car, if you can get it to sound good in the car, you have succeeded.
That was always the last step, because I live in an apartment, so I can never like crank up subwoofers or anything like that, but I have subs in my car, so I would be able to tell, like, you know, in my headphones the bass sounds good, but you know, like my headphones are only so big, the subwoofers in my car are bigger than like my entire headset, right? So I would take it to my car, and it turns out like, no way, man, the bass is overpowering everything, it sounds terrible. So I would turn it down, take it back out, and it's like, well, now it's barely hitting at all. And just finding that good balance it's difficult, but it's worth it in the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs that like I'll hear like big producers and big like artists will make, and like the bass overpowers it so much in my car. I'm just like, this doesn't even seem like it's mixed. Like it's crazy, but I get what you mean. It's got to be really hard, especially if you want the song to like, you know, sound a certain way, and if you really like the bass, you know, to hear or be that powerful, or just it mixes well, and it's like hard to find that sweet spot. I feel like that's frustrating after a while, especially if you're like new to it, because you said it's like your first legit song, so like you're trying to like learn on the go, and then like you have this person giving you all this feedback, and like I don't know, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, but like I said, it's necessary, because I wouldn't want to put something out and put all this work into it and have someone else sing on it, because then I also kind of felt that pressure of just like, Becky has to like it, you know. I wouldn't if I was her, I wouldn't want to put my name on something that I didn't think sounds good, you know. So that's also why I would like, you know, make sure that I got that kind of feedback and everything. So
yeah.
Good. Yeah, so that's gonna be on Spotify, on Apple, on like anything and everything. Hopefully on YouTube. I got a cool lyric video made for it. It's gonna be on SoundCloud. So basically, look for it. It's called My Light, and like I said, hopefully it should be out September 11th. But if not, it'll be out. I can't imagine it being any later than September 18th, that Friday. But I'll tweet about it, all that good stuff. So
hell yeah.
All right, let's move on. So. Becky, I did have a question for you. I think it was a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago or so. You're in a band as well, and you guys played a live gig. So how did that come? How did that go in? Because you live streamed it, but it was like, you know, a shot of the stage. So how did that look in this whole COVID era?
It was very strange, but also very nice, because we haven't played a gig since pre-lockdown, which was like March or February. But it was strange. It was all outside, and it's quite small. There was a limited amount of people. It sold out, which was cool.
That's awesome.
And there was like, they had all social distancing regulations in place, like queuing to go to the bar and then going back outside. And then the crowd was good because people did stay, like when people were stood up, they stood like socially distanced, which was good.
Yeah.
And we were quite surprised actually because we're quite a big band. There's I think there's 9 of us.
Oh, wow.
And that stage was quite small. And usually we end up really squished together. But I think we had a good amount of space to have a gap between everyone, which was good. I mean, I was on the chair because of my foot. But usually I'll go on the end. But I was up the front on a chair this time round. It was good fun though.
Totally different. Going from being able to just go all over the stage and do whatever you want to do to just well, I've got to be in a chair now. So.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very much I'm a mover. I love a bit of dancing. I love coming away from my mic, moving away, having a dance with someone else, going back and moving around my flute. And I was just stuck on this chair. I was okay, cool. I'll just wiggle my arms and dance.
Yeah, because you gotta I've never performed on a stage before for music, so you gotta put it. But I've been to a ton of concerts, so you gotta put on a show. If I just wanted to sit there and listen to the song, I would just listen to the song on CD or whatever. It's obviously live music sounds different and better, arguably, but you gotta do something on stage. So it's cool. It's cool to just do all the dancing and interacting with the bandmates is cool, and you love to see that.
What?
Yeah, it's good. It's good on stage chemistry, I think.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
You were talking about social distancing. I was thinking about this while you're talking about it. What would a social distancing mosh pit look like? That would be interesting. It'd be
it just look like
magnets.
A bunch of people jumping.
When you have 2 negatives on each side, magnets. There's just a force field, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, what, the walls of people on either side?
Yeah.
Lined up.
Yeah.
I don't know, because then the 2 lines of people would still be the people on one side of the line would all be. It'd have to be a square.
It'd have to have
wouldn't it?
It'd be sectioned off with windows.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sounds
It'd probably
silly.
just look the same because if you're all social distance, it'll just go from everyone dancing to just everybody jumping. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel it would be very hard to have a social distance.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's why it was funny to me because it's so stupid. It just doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. I watched a few of my concert videos a few days ago, bands that I've seen, just and looking over at the crowd of seeing all those people together. It seems like I might have talked about this last week on Maddie's episode, but I don't know, it just seems like such a distant memory now, of if you there's no way you would see that today.
No,
it's sad,
dude. It's so crazy. I there was a point when it was real crazy. I would be so scared and I'd run out of wherever I was, the building, to cough or sneeze because I feel there's just people ready to arrest me if I do any of those.
Yeah,
it's scary. So yeah, I don't know.
So it's a good thing we wear masks because sometimes when you have to sneeze really bad but you're trying not to and you kind of scrunch your face up a little bit. I've probably been walking around the store sometimes with just my face looking ridiculous, but because I have a mask on, please don't sneeze, but
the worst thing is if you're on public transport and you've got your mask on and you need to cough and you're just thinking don't cough because everyone's gonna look at you and they're just gonna look at you and be like, why are you on the bus coughing?
Right.
But and you're just I'm sitting there holding my coffee and
it sucks because coughing and sneezing are such natural human things.
No matter what.
You could have just the smallest tickle in your nose, and 8 months ago, if you just sneeze, no one bats an eye or thinks anything. It's well, yeah, they sneeze, whatever. But now it's oh shit, we're all gonna die. Mike, do you have any more questions about the live band?
I was gonna ask her if have you ever been in a mosh pit before?
I have.
Ooh.
I didn't last very long.
No. Wait, what happened? Why did you just run away, or you got hurt, or?
It's actually been at a Just Say No gig. My band's called Just Say No, by the way. Just throw it in there. But after we played, there was another band on. I can't remember who, and I ended up in the middle of the of the floor.
Uh-oh.
And then the people start getting quite like into it, start skanking and dancing. And next thing you know, like this mosh pit started. I'm just getting like thrown around. But luckily, like my friend kind of just grabbed me, like pulled me away, and then like stood as a barrier kind of like between me and the mosh pit. I'm not really I'm very small. I'm only 5'2", so for me to go into a mosh pit, I'm gonna get just like thrown around and probably trampled on.
It's so weird to see, like, because people don't really have their height anywhere on their social media, and like you only see half their body. So like for you, I thought you were at least like 5'7". You just have like a tall personality or like vibe to you. So the fact that you said you're 5'2" is like surprising. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think I'm a lot taller than that.
You sing like you're 5'7". You sing like you're 5'7".
Yeah, like your Twitter profile picture, you go all the way to the top of the picture, so it's like you can be as tall. But yeah, so like speaking of your streams and so you've been playing a lot of Fall Guys recently, as is everybody. Fall Guys is like the huge game right now. But before that, you were playing a lot of The Last of Us 2 as well. So I was just curious about what kind those. I don't think those games could be any more different, right? So what kind of games do you find yourself enjoying more on stream, like as a stream game, not just a general game, but like for streaming specifically? Do you like the more just fun, silly, maybe multiplayer games like Fall Guys, or do you really enjoy like the big immersive story-based games?
So I'm very much a like story game, immersive adventure horror like streamer. When I play a game on stream, since I started, which is coming up to 3 years ago now.
Damn.
It's mostly been single player story games. They're like my thing. I like kind of going into a game. It's always a first time / blind playthrough and experiencing it with my community. And like we go into the story together and like go on this journey together and like then talk about it as we go kind of thing. And I just really like that. And the only reason I started playing Fall Guys, because I don't play a lot of multiplayer games on stream. It's actually really rare. I used to play Overwatch, PUBG when I first started, but then I very quickly moved on to the single player games. But the only reason I started playing Fall Guys is because my MacBook has like just deteriorated, because I was doing a lot of music making streams, deteriorated to the point where I just could not stream with it anymore. So Fall Guys came out and I was like, okay, let's do some community games with Fall Guys. So I've been streaming that like once or twice a week in replacement of music making while I set up my new laptop. But Fall Guys is just so much fun. But it's fun playing with other people, especially community.
Yeah, I saw that on one of your panels. You said you were like looking to get some new plugins and then a new MacBook. So you actually got the new MacBook?
Yeah, I've got the new MacBook now. I had to bite the bullet and do it because my other one was just like, it started to do the thing where it won't even turn on all the time if I have it plugged into the charger. And I was just like, I literally cannot risk this anymore.
Yeah.
It was giving me anxiety. I mean, everything's backed up.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh my God, like I can't. Like I'm trying to make an album and this thing is just so slow. Like if I wanted to export a YouTube video, it'd take me like 2 to 3 hours.
Jeez.
So that's how slow it was.
I'd say, yeah, you'd probably really want to get an external drive in case, just for the future.
Yeah.
But what about MacBooks do you like so much for like making music? Because I don't really know much about like making music. Is that like their specialty, or you just like Mac and Apple?
I don't know. I think when I first started learning music back at school, which was like 10 years ago, it's crazy. It was first on a Mac.
Okay.
And on a program called Logic Pro, and that's only on Mac. You can't get that on Windows. Okay. So I feel like I just naturally was a Mac user for music, but I've always been a Windows person for like gaming ever since, like growing up or whatever. But I just find with a Mac, I just find it easier to do music on. I don't know why. I don't know. It just makes sense. It just everything seems to work.
Yeah, it's just what you're used to.
Music.
And Macs have GarageBand also, which is a free music free music making software that's actually like good, you know? So it's not just like, I feel like if, you know, like Windows Movie Maker, I feel like if there was a Windows Music Maker, it would be pretty like bad, you know? There isn't one, but I just feel like it would be the most basic, minimal thing ever. Like you could maybe throw some reverb on your voice and that would be about it. But
Yeah.
like I've heard legitimate producers say like, yeah, I got started on GarageBand and I used it for years before switching to Logic or Pro Tools or whatever. So I feel like Macs get a good rap in the music community for having a good, solid free software too. So you don't have to, because Pro Tools is what, like $400 or something like that. So yeah. So when you start looking into like FL Studio is $200 or something, if you're new and you don't even know how to throw drums together, then seeing those prices is scary. But then you hear like, oh, GarageBand is free and it's good. And so then that's a good starting point as well.
Exactly, it's a good starting point.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh my god, I just had a mind blank.
I'm sorry.
The worst. It's the worst.
Do you ever do that where you go to start speaking and your brain just goes, nope?
Yes.
Yeah.
So much so. That happens to me at work all the time. Like I feel like whenever I'm at work, like I don't hate my job, but I just like I don't enjoy my job, right? So I feel like when I'm there, my mind is always elsewhere. Yep. So I'll always be forgetting something. Like I'll forget like, oh wait, this person, like what dressing did they need on their salad? Or did they have 3 biscuits or 4 biscuits? So I always scare myself like I'm getting old and my mind is deteriorating and I can't remember anything and all that stuff. But then like that almost never happens outside of work. So I'm hoping that it's just like a work thing because my mind isn't really there all the time. Yeah, I hope so. Because it doesn't happen when I'm at home or just anywhere else. But like at work, it happens consistently. It's kind of scary.
And there's so much chaos.
I feel like
there's so much chaos there when it's busy.
It's very chaotic.
What are you saying, Becky?
I was gonna say I feel like I just forget stuff like all the time. Yeah. Even outside of work. I like live off my phone, like to-do lists, calendar, anything that I need to do goes into my calendar because if I don't put it in there, I will 100% forget.
I resonate with that so much. You have to write it, like the smallest idea has to get written down or else it's gone forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why the notepad's so good on your phone because you can just quickly out and about, you can be like, oh, I need to do this, set an alarm. Or
Exactly.
Yeah, like if I'm at like the doctor's or the dentist or something and I'm setting up a new appointment and they start to tell me, I'm like, hold on, and I have to get out my phone and go to like my calendar or whatever and set it, like just to be sure, especially for something that's like a few weeks out or whatever. Yeah, like it's so helpful, or creating grocery lists or anything like that. It's nice.
So I saw that you also played on your panels that you played horror games. What is the scariest horror game you've played, and why do you torture yourself?
Oh my god. Okay. Oh, that's a hard question because there's so many scary ones.
Why do you play scary games? That's such a like. Do you enjoy the thrill or what? I hate that feeling.
I think what it is, I never used to play horror games. I used to hate them, and it wasn't until like maybe 4 months into streaming, people were like, "You should play horror games. Like, go on, you should try it. It'll be fun." So I think the first one I played was like The Evil Within.
Ooh, that's a great first one.
It is a really good. It was terrifying. Like it was terrifying. I think the scariest game I've played, so scary in different ways. Alien Isolation was a masterpiece of a game. Like
that's a great game.
The sound design in that game was unbelievably amazing. It was just so good, so tense. But I think in terms of like gore or like just creepiness, either PT, which I've got on my PS4, like downloaded, just installed, like one of the few PS4s that have it.
Yeah, that's rare.
Yeah, it's a rarity. So I saved that my first time for a stream, but it was awful. And Resident Evil 7 was very, very good. Terrifying though.
Would you ever play it in VR, in virtual reality?
Oh my god, I don't know if I could handle it.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my god, it's just giving me nightmares just thinking about playing that game in VR. Oh, because there's some bits where like characters grab your shoulder and turn you around. Oh my god,
there's no way.
If that happens in a game anyway, like I just jump so bad. So if it was in VR, oh my god,
dude, they should make Valve or whatever, Oculus or whatever company should make like a vest that you can wear. So if something like that happens, your shoulder like vibrates. Oh really?
Oh my god, no.
Yeah, actually, I was talking to Double Agent Smith about it. I think.
Oh my god.
The Valve or Index, I can't remember what brand, but they do have a chest thing with sensors on it.
Oh my god,
dude, that sounds like you just don't want to live because that's the way I go.
No. It sounds terrifying.
Yeah. Twitch viewers, I've learned through Mike getting VR and just like being in Mike's chat so much and me streaming occasionally, Twitch viewers are barbarians because they love watching people get terrified. They're always like, Mike, when are we playing a scary game? You got that VR headset. Let's go. Let's do it. And like, like what you said, Becky, your viewers wanted to see you play scary games. It's like, they live for that, man.
It's easy to watch someone get scared, but to be the person, fuck that.
Oh no, I think it's definitely easier playing it on stream because you don't feel like you're playing it alone.
For sure.
You know, because you're with people. You're not like with people in the same room, but you're playing it with people. Like other people are watching it at the same time, so you feel like you're like with someone. But I can't believe oh my god. So how long have you played VR for? That's so cool.
I think I've had it for like almost a month now, maybe like 3 weeks, and yeah, I love it. I don't know, it's so different from like just regular gaming because like your senses kind of get used to like being in that environment, and I'm not even like, I hate hypnotism. Like I'm not into hypnotism. I don't hate it. I'm not into it. Or I don't really believe in that stuff. But with VR, like I really feel like I'm in this world. So when sometimes I take my VR headset off, I'm like, whoa, like this is, you know, like I just left like an area. It's bizarre.
Back to reality.
Yeah, it really does feel like, and the amount of like, there'll be a game, there's this one game I have, like a space game where you're in a space station and there's like no gravity, and it legit feels like you're floating because of like the sounds around you pass by, like your vision is covered by like the goggles. It's crazy.
Wow.
So fun.
It's amazing how like your brain, you can trick your brain into thinking you're in a completely different place.
Yeah, it's so crazy. We talked about VR for like 30 minutes last episode, but we don't have to go over that. But yeah,
super hot.
I've only played VR for like 60 minutes somewhere in there, but I definitely got that feeling. Like I played Job Simulator, and I don't know, it just feels like you're sitting there in an office throwing like wads of paper at your coworkers and stuff like that. It's so it's so intuitive. I feel like if let's say you're making a regular game, you don't have to be able to interact with every single thing on screen, right? Like a rock might just be a rock or whatever. But I feel like in a VR game, maybe it was just Job Simulator, but like the game has to account for every single thing you might do. So I could interact with literally everything on screen. Like if I went to like reach out and touch something on my desk, I felt it, quote unquote, because of the vibration, or it would have physics to it. It would react to me touching it, all that stuff. Like it's truly like a different experience. It's wild.
It's very cool.
So fun, especially like games like Beat Saber or like Dolly just with
super hot.
Yeah, he was telling me about this game called Electronaut, where you're like a DJ and you can co-op and stuff. It's crazy.
Whoa, that sounds cool.
Yeah, you can like, the way you like control the beat and stuff, it pulls up different panels and shapes and stuff, and like you have to like mix and match stuff, and like you can control like the tempo of the song. It's really like, if I was into DJing and I like was knowledgeable even a little bit, I would like die to get that game, but I know nothing about music. Obviously, this whole episode will show for itself as I just watch you guys talk about whatever. But it looks cool.
It sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds really fun, and it's never too late to learn either music.
True. I'm too busy making dick jokes to like learn music though. You know, like I don't know.
If it works for it, it's been working for you.
It's been doing all right. Yeah. So.
Real quick before, like I'm trying to not make this a completely music episode, but I do want to know, just for my own sake. So Becky, let's say like you put out a song, let's say, for whatever reason, you're like, okay, I'm going to make a new song today. Do you do, or I guess with any of your past songs, do you do 100% of it? Like, do you make the beat, sing the lyrics, or do the vocals, mix it, master it? Like, do you do everything, or do you have someone that you work with, or do you try to find different people?
So most of the time I do pretty much all of it myself, except for the mastering. Although I have mastered some of my own tracks before, but then they always sound better when someone else masters them. But yeah, I write the music, write all the lyrics myself, mix it all myself. And then some stuff I've got like a friend to master. And then other stuff like my covers I've just mastered myself, but my original stuff I've got someone else to master. because it always sounds better when someone else masters it. Because again, you get lazy ears, so you can't. I don't know. It wouldn't be as good, I don't think.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, I do it all myself, really.
You still do covers?
That's great.
Yeah, I do covers on YouTube. I haven't done one for ages, but yeah, I do. I've done some covers on YouTube.
Yeah, because
they're really fun.
If you were to make a cover today, what song would you do?
Oh my gosh, that's such a hard question off the top of my head.
Suck it from the back, Sean.
No.
She doesn't even know what that is, but it's a stupid alert.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's
oh my
good.
god, I don't know.
I mean, if you don't
something
know,
from like, no, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I could not tell you. Maybe later on I'll be like, this is the song I want to cover next.
Okay. Yeah, now I'm curious. So if you think of it, just no matter what we're talking about, just like, oh yeah, that song.
Blurt it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm 99.9% sure I could definitely just send my song off to like a professional masterer and it would sound better, right? But I'm trying hard to like, learn and do it all myself. On like the technical aspect of this. I think there is another like minor tweak that I want to make before completely finalizing it. But everyone I've shown it to has said that they liked it and thought it sounded good, and it sounds good to me. But like you said, it might just be because I've probably heard this song 5,000 times. So
damn.
At this point, I mean that might be a slight exaggeration. I'm not sure, but
yeah.
I mean, I'm just I want to be able to say aside from the vocals, I did everything on this one. I'm not.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I because originally I did everything myself, including the mastering. But like originally because I relaunched my EP this year, I actually released it 2 years ago, and I relaunched everything under my new name BEKIMACHINE, because originally it was Becky, but then there was other artists called Becky, and it was just so much effort because my music kept getting released on other people's pages, and their music kept getting released on mine, and I was just like, oh my god, so annoying. But anyway, I re-released, and I was under like, I set myself a deadline, and my friend was like, do you just want me to master your stuff because I've got time and you don't have time? And I was like, okay, that would be amazing, thank you.
Yeah.
So he made them sound really good. So now I'm like, okay, maybe I could get someone else to do the mastering for me, because it does save me time as well. But I do also want to be able to say that I did it all myself.
Right.
So I don't know, it's kind of like balancing between the two, but I don't know. I'm working on an album at the moment, and I'm still debating on whether I should just master it all myself or whether I get someone else to master it for me. I don't know. I'm still debating.
Do you think the album will be out by the end of this year? Or is it still like quite a ways off?
I feel like it's quite a ways off. Originally, I was aiming for a November release, but I'm back to work full time now, so it just makes it a bit harder to get stuff done.
Definitely.
But I'm thinking it might come out in like February, March 2021 now.
Okay.
Which sounds ages away,
It
but
does, but it'll also come up quick.
Yeah.
I'm like halfway through the album so far, so yeah.
Yeah, and with something like an album is a big deal, right? So you don't want to force it or anything, like what we were talking about earlier. You don't want to just say, all right, I got to get 2 songs done today. Like you can't do something like that, So maybe in a week you'll get this like crazy idea that just pops up instantly, and then you throw it all together, like in a couple hours. You never know, but March is a ways away. But like I said, it'll also come up quick.
Yeah, exactly. And because I've been streaming a lot of like my album making process, so and like sharing that kind of experience with my community, which has been really, really fun actually. It's been such a fun process. I've got my new synth, which is sitting over there, and I've been making like a lot of fun sounds with that. But I feel like there's definitely some streams where I just have writer's block, and I'm just not happy with anything I do.
Yeah.
And then there's other streams where I'm just like, yeah, like this is sick, like loving my own tune, like.
Yeah, I thought about doing some beat making streams. I did one, and I got lucky that it did kind of work out. But I'm always worried, like if I'm feeling the idea and I want to do a beat making stream, but then I'm like, well, what if I can't think of anything? Because like the last time, not yesterday, but the day before, I sat down to make a beat, and I just couldn't for the life of me make anything that sounded good. So like if I was streaming, I'd be like, oh my God, they think I suck, or this is terrible content, or I'm just like, how, like I play the same bass line 500 times in a row trying to think of a good melody to go over it, and they're like, please move on or do something else. So I'm always worried about that.
I completely get that. I literally have that running through my head like quite a lot when I'm doing music streams, because sometimes it all comes naturally and then I'm not even worried.
Right.
But there's other times where I feel like, oh my God, I'm not coming up with anything good. Like, I'm not happy with this. What do they think? Maybe they don't think it's good. Like, but everyone's just chilling and having a laugh. But in my head, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm not doing anything, and then nothing, and then I end up making nothing. But for the most part, I have been, the laptop didn't help because it was so laggy and slow.
Right.
Like I had proper like scuffed music stream, because on my PC it's all like set up. I've got like a stream deck, Logitech webcam, everything works. And on my MacBook, like it couldn't even run my Logitech webcam most of the time. That was laggy, so I had to use like the really close like the laptop webcam. I had to use that, so it was right on my face all the time, like as close as you could get. Worst angle, like double chin angle. And then like
content.
and I'd just come on the stream and be like, hi guys, here's my face. And it was kind of like an element of like funniness to it, because like I'm so happy. Like my community have been so supportive and like making jokes about like the crappy laptop, and it'll be really laggy, and we'll just like sit and joke about it and chat while we wait for the laptop to load. And that's helped kind of take the anxiety away, like knowing that it's just in my head and other people are just there to like chill and have fun and like experience the music. And I think it's just mostly like, as a streamer, it's just in your head. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, even just like any streaming content, you do get these like anxieties about it, you know?
Yeah, I think like the viewers enjoy the behind the scene. Like I think it's exciting to see someone that can't make a beat sometimes, because everyone always sees the highlights of everyone on social media or like their best. So like it's cool to know that, someone's not perfectly making a great melody or beat every time.
Yeah. Yeah, and it shows that music takes a really long time to make sometimes. Yeah. Like not everything just comes together easily. Yeah. Like it actually takes quite a while, Yeah,
it always bothered me when I would see there'd be a headline like Avenged Sevenfold has entered the studio to work on their new album or whatever. And then the comments are like, oh sweet, I wonder when the first single's coming out. It's like, dude, if they just entered the studio, the single is like at least 8 months away or something. Like it takes so, especially bands like at that caliber, at that level, music goes through so many things before it's actually done and finalized before it can get put out. But like having a great community, like what Becky was talking about, or that I know Mike has, like they just make anything so much more fun or so much better. Like whether it's just to carry along the chat or to make jokes, it's so great to have the community like come up with a joke and not just wait for the streamer to like say something funny or do something. It's so much fun when they like add to the stream rather than just react to it the whole time. Yeah,
exactly. It's like a really nice, it's just so like, I feel so like blessed, if you know what I mean? Like when that happens, it's just nice. It's just a nice feeling that, like having that,
Yeah, and you'll usually have people that gel with your personality, because that's why they're in the stream. So they get your sense of humor, you get theirs. And something about streaming like solo player games, I don't know what it is, but it feels like such a bonding experience, because you all get connected to characters and relationships and events that happen in the game. So like seeing everyone's like genuine like reaction, and everyone's so enthusiastic, like, no, they fucking killed Jessica. Like that's how Until Dawn was for like 12 hours straight, So like I love stuff like that. It's so fun.
Quick question. How many people did you have alive in Until Dawn at the end?
Oh my God, I had the worst. I was so pissed at my ending, because I had I forget their names because it was literally like 6 months ago, but I think it was Jordan Fisher, whoever he played, the guy with the varsity jacket, Josh or something. And then
I don't remember any of their names, but I remember most of the actor names. But
I had Jordan Fisher, and then I had Hayden Panettiere, the blonde girl, and then the guy with the varsity jacket. And we're in the house with, I'm not going to give away any spoilers, even though the game's been out for so long, but
Yeah.
we're towards the end. We're in the house and there's all of these Wendigos and you have to make a decision. And the decision that I made was not the right one. And one of my favorite characters died. And I was we're just sitting there like in silence. Everyone was freaking out. I was like, oh my
You were
God.
just like, oh my God, no.
Yeah.
I loved that game.
So
Like,
good.
That I connected with that game on another level. Like I love those kind of games now, but
Yeah.
you're gonna hate me.
Uh-oh.
I played it and I finished with everyone alive.
How?
And I've never played it again. Like it was
What?
my first time. I know.
That's actually very impressive.
It's probably one of my most impressive like gaming
Yeah.
things. I don't know. I just made all the right decisions. Like I was like, if this was in a horror film,
Yeah.
like there's some bits where I'd be like, don't go that way on your own. Like stay with the
True,
group. So I'd
true.
make them stay with the group, and they were fine. And I'd be like, okay. And then I found out later, like I'd look at everyone's deaths, and there were so many times where I was like there's so many deaths.
Yeah.
I was like, how did I get through the whole game
Yeah.
and make every right decision?
Wow.
I don't get it. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
because everyone can die. Like, so it's kind of hard to have spoilers for this game because my playthrough
Yeah,
could look
true.
way different. I could have said like, yeah, Jordan Fisher died in the first 30 minutes, and then someone else was like, what are you talking about? He was there for 10 hours for me. Like, it's
Yeah.
totally different. I got so unlucky. I only had one death until the very, 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 very last scene. And there's a section where I think there's like a candle or something. I don't remember the details, but there's a part where you can't move the controller. You know, like there's some instances where it says like,
Yeah.
like hold still. I
I
swear
love
on
that.
everything, I did not move. It said I moved. And then something ended
Damn.
up happening to where like a candle lit something on fire and exploded and killed like 4 of us. And I was
What?
like, no,
Oh my
I swear
gosh.
it didn't happen. I didn't move. But it like it totally screwed my whole playthrough, and then I think I only ended up having like 2 people survive. So
Oh my
Damn.
God.
ooh,
I can't even imagine the game with like people dying at the start, because obviously I've only played it with everyone
Right.
alive at all times. So it'd be so weird to have less people throughout. It's crazy like how different it can be
Yeah.
without like, I just love those kinds of games.
What a great
Man of
game.
Medan was good.
I haven't played Madame
as well.
Medan. I've heard it's really good though.
It's good. It's shorter. It's like 6 hours.
Okay.
But it was good. Although I didn't finish with everyone alive, and I was really sad. But I felt cheated by the game, and I'm not going to tell you why, because it will end up spoiling it for those
Right.
that haven't played it.
Right.
There,
It was an unfair death.
Was it? It's co-op, right, Medan?
Yeah, but I played it single player, but
Oh,
you
okay.
can play co-op as well. But I'm not going to say anything about it because
Okay.
I don't want to like spoil.
Right.
Because I want to play co-op. Now that I know the game, I know about it, co-op would be like a crazy experience.
That'd be really fun.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think they just put out a trailer for the next one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's like I think it's shorter because it's like part of a mini series. I think they announced that beforehand that there's going to be a few in like the Man of Medan anthology. I think they call it. So the trailer, I didn't see a release date or anything, but the new one is probably coming out soon, I would assume. But yeah, actually, since I love Until Dawn so much, I knew eventually I'm going to play this game. So I actually don't know anything about it. Like I don't know. Like literally anything. So I'll get to it someday. I'm actually really looking forward to it, but I don't know. I've just kind of passed over it for one reason or another.
I think that's the best way to be. Like any game, I will not. Sometimes I don't even watch the trailer.
Right.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
I'll like watch the cinematic trailer, but I'll never watch gameplay trailers because I like
Right.
going in not knowing anything about the game, the story, anything. I'll have to stay completely spoiler free.
Yep.
And then when I play it on stream, that is literally the first time that I'm seeing it,
Right.
kind of thing, which is like what I like to do on stream
Right.
with games.
Yeah, we talked about this for like, I think this was like one of the earlier episodes, like maybe the first 5 or so, but I'm the exact same way. Like, especially for games that I'm sold on, like for instance, The Last of Us 2. The second you could you could give me a logo, The Last of Us 2, and I'm like, okay, I'm buying this game, you know? Like there's no way I'm gonna miss it. So I watched the announcement trailer to show that the game exists, and then I basically went cold, like just totally dark on it after that. I didn't watch
Same, yeah.
like gameplay trailers or anything because I already know I'm gonna buy it, so I don't need to get hyped anymore at all. So then going into it, like I had no idea what to expect, and I think for me it was way more fun that way.
Yeah, I think so too. Like Yeah, because you know you're going to buy it anyway, and you know you're going to enjoy it no matter what.
You know what?
Like, there's no point.
Sorry,
you go.
I was just thinking, because we were talking about scary games and co-op. So I was thinking a game that you would really like would be the Outlast game. That's supposed to be co-op, the new one.
Yeah, the new one. I've played Outlast 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. I haven't played the new one.
I don't know when in the release date is, but I just saw that it was co-op, and I know that Outlast is like known for being one of the
scariest.
Yeah,
it's pretty scary. Yeah.
Oh my god, that definitely goes on the top 3 scary games. Outlast 1,
Outlast 3.
Yeah, I think they just announced it at like one of the Microsoft conferences this summer. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has a release date or anything, because I haven't played the second one yet. Oh, 2021. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But the first one was fantastic. I really like how you can't. Some games, when they take away your ability, like you can't fight in those games. Like,
right.
You can't punch, or there's no guns or anything. So usually when games are like that, I don't know. I just feel like helpless to the point where it's not fun. But Outlast did it so perfectly to where it made it just way more terrifying, because I couldn't fight anything, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
Like the gameplay was still great without being able to kill anything or fight anything.
It was just so scary.
So scary.
Yeah,
I'm having nightmares about it right now.
Yeah, it didn't help that the main like monster villain dude, I think his name was Michael actually. Like it doesn't help that he looks terrifying. Just like I could see him in broad daylight and be like, oh my god, like I'm sorry, but it's kind of scary. But just given that game, it's like you see him in the dark or with the night vision on, or you turn around and he's an inch away from you.
Oh god, yeah.
Terrifying.
Oh, the night vision part as well.
Yeah.
And you can run out of batteries
awful.
with it. So you're like,
yeah.
it's so tense when you see your
So
batteries
annoying.
about to die. And then
Yeah.
it's so dark otherwise. Oh.
Because then you got to ask around the insane asylum, hey, you got double A's? Like,
Yeah.
it's so annoying.
Everyone's like, oh yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I think it might be time for rapid fire.
I'm down.
Okay.
All right. I have a question that we have discussed on the pod before, but it was a while ago, so we might have different answers. And obviously, Becky wasn't in that episode, so I want to hear her answers as well. Who are your 2 dream collaboration artists or content creators, or just what are your 2 dream collabs?
Okay. Can it be like a musician or?
It can be anyone you want.
So 2. Okay, I'd say one of like a musician collab would be Hannah, Hana. She's actually streaming on Twitch now as well, but I just think she's an amazing musician, and she's just seems like so nice, and I really like her music and stuff. So to be able to collab with her on a song would be like sick. It'd just be like a dream.
Is her name Hannah Spring?
Just Hana. Just Hannah.
Oh, okay.
I think on Twitch she's Hannah Wins, but her music name's Hannah.
Oh.
And then a Twitch collab. I think. There's so many amazing content creators.
Right, there's so many good
Don't
ones.
lie. No, I was kidding.
You know what? I really like Wiz's content.
Wizology?
Wiz Khalifa?
Yeah, I love his YouTube videos. I'd love to be part of one of his skits on YouTube.
You love Wiz.
Because I just think they're
Wiz
so
is awesome.
funny.
Wiz is
And
great.
he's so funny. Like the stuff he makes is really, really funny and like witty, and it just makes you laugh when you're watching it. So I'd love to be part of that.
That would be great.
Like I don't know, a music skit of some description.
Yeah.
I could teach him how to make music.
Yeah, have you ever thought about doing like skits or anything like that around music? Like music related, like TikToks or YouTube videos or Twitter videos or anything like that?
So I do make music related YouTube stuff. I do like tutorials and stuff about my music, and then like live DJ sets and things like that, random stuff.
Yeah.
But TikTok, I have thought about it.
You could blow up on TikTok. If you're not on TikTok, Becky, by the end of the day, I swear to God, I'm going to message you.
I'm on it, right? But I'm just
Okay.
rubbish at it. I'm rubbish.
You're not
honestly.
just
I'm
sing.
rubbish at TikTok. How do you sing on TikTok? It's all miming.
You can literally do
You hit
whatever.
record and start singing.
You have talent. That's better than 90% of people that we know.
Do that. If you guys give me an idea for my TikTok,
you can do anything.
Finally, because my TikTok's all over the place. You got me doing press ups. The next video I'm doing like miming to a song. Next one's the clip from a game. Next one's the clip of me playing my music.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the beauty of the platform. Any of those things could work. You could do like musical comedy skits. You could do like, just look how great of a singer I am. You could do like, check out this crazy synth melody. You could do anything.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I do want to get like more into TikTok. I think at least one a week. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but I think to start with,
it'll help your music career. Just think about like that. And that's, I mean, that's what I tell people. Just think about your brand.
No. Like you as well, like Stallions as like TikTok has done really, really well.
It's killing it.
And I tried to get into TikTok during lockdown when I wasn't working full time. And now that I'm back at work, I'm just finding it difficult to like keep up with YouTube as well and everything.
Right.
But I think it is important, TikTok. I know it's important, so I just need to knuckle down and just get on it.
once you just get past the barrier of like making it a part of your routine, it gets so much easier. And then it'll be like when people go to the gym and they miss a day of the gym, it feels like that. Like, oh fuck, I'm missing out on all this opportunity.
Yeah. Because I did do one where I proper made, like I did this cyberpunk makeup stream, really random. It was like a community goal and I hit it. And I did a cyberpunk makeup stream. And afterwards, I thought I'd make a little TikTok of me miming to my own song. Because my songs are on TikTok as well. Nice. And that took me ages. Like it took me hours. It probably took me about 2 hours to do the whole thing. And I don't know whether it's just because I'm a noob at TikTok and it's just learning. Like I had to do each video like individually, and then I had to edit the different segments, and then I had to put it all in order and make sure it all lined up with the song. And it just took me ages.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of effort. I mean, that's good, but like you could do such low effort and still do well, you know?
I feel like that's what I need. I need like low effort TikToks, but high gain.
There you go.
Easy.
Somehow.
Mike, what are your two dream collabs?
I have a very serious question, very controversial. What is the ugliest vegetable?
Well, hold up. Well, who are your two dream collaborators?
Oh, I thought we already answered this, so it didn't count. Because I'm doing my dream collab right now.
Oh, okay. I mean, you've only collabed with me like 100,000 times, probably.
Okay, I'll give a real answer, even though like I'm happy to be doing this podcast and I didn't mean to offend anybody, and I'll have a read later on Twitter later. But dream content creators, Dashy, XP, he's the guy that got me into streaming, and he just seems like a nice, lovable teddy bear, but he's like really cool guy. He's humble. And then Hamlin's, that dude's just, I don't even know. I just really like people that like have a funny and positive aura around them, where like you could be doing anything, like literally just sitting in a room getting food, and like you're gonna have a good time and laugh.
Yeah.
So definitely those two.
He needs to return to streaming.
I know, man.
Well, he doesn't need to. He should. I want him to want to return.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think hopefully I'm going to give different answers than I did last time. I don't remember who I said last time, but I'm pretty sure they weren't these two people. I have to make a song with Hayley Williams someday. I have to. She is amazing, and I would want it to be on some like Paramore type stuff though. Not I have nothing against her solo album that came out. I think it's good. But if I finally got the chance to work with her, it would have to be on some pop punk stuff. Like it would just be a blast. Her voice is out of this world. I would love to work with her someday. And she seems like a great person too. So I would be like, I think it'd be fun to come together that way.
Yeah.
And then I might have said her last time. I don't know. And then another one that's kind of off the wall is, I think Gerard Way would be amazing to work with too. He's the singer from My Chemical Romance. He just has such a unique voice and unique character and unique everything about him. He's the only person ever that I think when I'm like, it sounds like he's singing at somebody. Like when he's singing at a girl, let's say, like it feels like she is in front of him and he's talking to her, but he's singing a song. Like It's so the way he can use emotion in his voice is insane. It's like there's no way you could teach that to somebody. And he's just so creative, and they're not really that active anymore either. So I think it would be a big deal. Like, oh shit, he got Gerard Way to sing on a song for him. I think that would be really cool. So those are my two people that I want to shout out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Time for mine.
Yeah. What was your question, Mike?
Okay, so the ugliest vegetable one is a joke. It wasn't really a question.
Oh,
My
I
real
was looking
question,
forward- dude, we were gonna have the craziest debates about that topic.
my real question is, what is the prettiest vegetable?
The prettiest vegetable? I don't know if I ever looked at a vegetable and thought, wow, that's really
I was kidding. What's
it's
the
a
ugliest?
hard one.
What's the ugliest vegetable though? For real?
Parsnips.
What are those?
Now I gotta Google parsnips.
Yeah,
Oh my god, you don't know what a parsnip is.
it sounds
Is
like a
it-
vasectomy.
Is it? Oh my god, it
They're
does.
disgusting. I don't like parsnips.
Is it like
but
parsley?
they're very.
It's like a carrot that didn't
No.
get tanned.
Oh,
It
yeah.
tastes different. Yeah, it tastes different as well. I don't like them, but they're very popular on a roast dinner. Roasted parsnips, very popular.
This
kinda
is a great answer. I feel
Google
like
the
I'm on some
taste.
kind of list now because I searched this.
Literally, when I type in,
No, parsnips aren't a thing in America.
No, they might be. We might.
they
I
might
just
be. We're
I
just
might not be
uncultured.
Yeah.
Yeah. I literally Googled parsnip taste, and the first thing that pops up, it says like soap. So I'm good.
So
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's not nice.
mine might be cauliflower. Cauliflower doesn't look that pretty.
Yeah.
Like
True.
when fighters' ears get all jacked up and they say they have cauliflower ear. If cauliflowers were pretty, I don't think they would say that. So
Yeah.
True.
that's that's my answer.
I would say probably. I'm googling to confirm. I'd say yams.
Now I
Like-
gotta look up yams.
They're not quite a triangle, but they're not quite an oval. Like pick a shape. You
Make
know?
up your
I
mind,
disagree.
yams.
Yeah, for
Oh
real.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
Oh, are they not like sweet potatoes?
I think they.
I honestly,
look
I
similar.
think they're different. Yeah.
Oh, this says
But they look-
related search is sweet potato yams, so they might be different.
Oh.
Yams are just yams are just potatoes on Halloween.
Okay, this says no. Do you know the difference? Yams, dry, starchy flesh, dark bark-like skin, and sweet potatoes, moist flesh, variation in
Dude.
color, slick-like appearance and skin.
What kind of freak is typing up that description?
This website, who I
Wikipedia?
won't shout out. No. Oh, it's ncsweetpotatoes.com. So I'm gonna assume that they know what they're talking about.
What do they know? I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Nice.
but they might not. I don't know. I've done no background checks on this site, so
On yams.
yeah. All right, I think this might be our first guest rapid fire question that we've ever had.
Oh shit.
It might be.
I'm nervous.
If Becky,
Okay.
Oh my god, really?
Double Agent Smith had some, but I think they just kind of came out naturally in the conversation. I don't think we've ever had a guest
Yeah.
come in like, I've got my 2 questions. Let's do this.
Oh yeah.
I've only got one question prepared, so I'm gonna have to
that's
like rapidly think of a different one later. But what is your favorite Pokemon?
Oh, great question.
So hard. There's way too many amazing, iconic Pokemon.
Yeah.
I know it's a hard one.
I think I know mine.
What is it?
Back when I was younger, it used to be Charizard, but then I beat Pokemon Red and I realized my favorite Pokemon was Mewtwo. Because
I called
He's
it.
a-
For the record, I held up my Mewtwo amiibo before you said that.
I mean, yeah, I always talk about Mewtwo for like Smash Bros or like whatever. We literally went to the store and I got a pack of cards just because it had a Mewtwo on it. So if that's not telling.
Mewtwo's
I don't
awesome.
know. Yeah, he's just like I don't know. He's just a badass. He's got a really deep voice. I feel
Yeah.
like he'd be a really good podcast guest. I don't know. A lot of things.
He can actually talk. That's the crazy
Yeah.
thing. He
Yeah.
doesn't just say Mewtwo. All
That's
the time.
Exactly.
My answer is probably hella generic, and I'm gonna think about it a little more, but it's probably Pikachu, just because like Ash's
bond.
Pikachu is I've watched so many episodes of Pokemon with Ash and his Pikachu. You know, it's
Yeah.
like so hard
Yeah.
grow such a bond with this amazing character. Dude, in the Pokemon movie, when Ash gets turned to stone and Pikachu is like, oh.
I cry every time at that movie, even now.
Cry
even now.
every time with that movie. He's just poking Ash and just, it's terrible.
I can't. I'm going to go. It's too sad. I could just see his little face.
But other than that, I love Lucario because he's my main in Smash Bros. So I've always liked him because of that. And then there's Halucha is really cool because my favorite bird is a hawk, and it's a hawk that's a luchador wrestler, which just sounds like it was made for me. Like,
that's sick.
Halucha is super dope because I love wrestling and I love hawks, so it's like perfect combination.
He's buff.
Yeah, he's ripped, and he's got like his cool little luchador mask on. He's sick.
I need his workout plan.
And then lastly, I will say, so my answer is Pikachu, just to give you an actual answer. But then lastly, I have to give a shout out to Blastoise because he was my first main. Like, when I was a kid and I opened up Pokemon Blue on Christmas, I picked Squirtle because blue is my favorite color and Squirtle looked super, super cute. And he eventually turned into a Blastoise that I trained up to level 100, been through everything together. So shout out to Blastoise.
Oh yeah. What about yours?
So I'm currently loving Umbreon. Like Umbreon's like my Pokemon. I love it. Like I've got a full EV team on my Pokemon like DS.
Nice.
And Umbreon was always like the lead. He's my wall Pokemon, so I'd always go out first, and he'd be like the tank. And I just loved that. But I actually really liked. It's so hard to pick one favorite, but I really like Mawile and Absol as well.
Those are
all dark Pokemon.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They're all dark.
I just love those. And those two don't even evolve. Like, they're just the one-off. At least, like, Umbreon has a pre-evolution, but Mawile and Absol, at least in the first, I think they're both third-gen Pokemon.
I think so.
Yeah. Didn't have any evolutions at the time, but I still love them.
They're great.
Yeah.
Do you have any speaking of like Pokemon with no evolutions, are there any Pokemon that you don't like to evolve? Like, let's say you have a Squirtle and you just want to keep him a Squirtle forever. Like, are there any Pokemon that you just never evolved?
I evolved them, but I never wanted to. I love Totodile in Gen 2.
Nice.
I just love Totodile. I thought it was the cutest little thing.
Yeah.
And then Dragonair. I just loved the way Dragonair looked.
Yeah, and then he evolves into this goofy-looking Dragonite that looks like a Barney character.
Yeah, so I love Dragonair. But sometimes you just got to evolve them because they're a lot stronger.
Yeah.
To get past the Elite Four, you know?
Right.
Nice.
All right. I think it's my question next.
Yes.
Okay, if you could have been born in any other area, could be a different country, different state, different continent, different wherever, where would you have liked to have been born?
Oh,
like, you don't have to say like, oh, I hate it in America, I wish I was born in Europe. Like, it could just be, no hard feelings against your current residence, but just if you had to pick somewhere else, where would be a great place?
I think Canada would be a really cool place to live and grow up in, even though I've never been, but I've always wanted to go.
You seem kind of Canadian.
Yeah.
You have that nice aura. Yeah, just like really sweet. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thank you. I would love to move there one day, I think. Even though I've never been. I feel like I should at least go on holiday there first. To see if I like
before
it.
you just pack up and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. Yeah.
I've never even been to Canada, and it's like 3 hours north.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah.
I've been to Toronto, and that was when I was really young, but I did like it a lot. So I think you'd like Canada.
Yeah. Do you have a passport, Mike?
I don't think so. So I don't know if it was legal. I think I was just because I was a kid, so I didn't need one. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm not cultured, so I don't know.
I would say probably the three places that I think of instantly would be my two ethnicities. So in Italy or Spain, or if it had nothing to do with that, probably Australia. For some reason, I just have like this really like amazing image about Australia, and just like I don't know, like the scenery, the lifestyle. I think the people. It just seems like a really nice place to go, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I agree.
One of my sister's best childhood friends met a guy from Australia, and then they like got together and ended up getting married, and she lives there now. And that's just like,
wow.
Yeah, that's just so crazy to think about. Like this girl that I used to know when I was a kid just lives in Australia now. Like it seems like it's literally on the other side of the planet.
Yeah.
But she loves it, and they were at my stepdad's wedding a few years ago, or a couple years ago, and like she likes it a lot. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I would love to pick up an accent from like wherever I go. Accents are the best. I'm so jealous because we've had Stally, we had Andrew Ellis, we had Maddie, and we had you, and I think
Nathan Robinson, if you want to remember him.
Yeah, he does kind of like a half episode. But out of those guests, like I'm just like always just in awe of people's accents, even though you guys are so used to it and it's nothing. I love it.
So you like I don't know. I guess you just love accents.
It makes people more likable, I think. Like you're like already like you already have an extra gold star than like an American to me. Like I don't know what it is.
Is it like kind of endearing? I think it's because you like listening to their voice.
Yeah,
it's like a nice because it's
cute.
fresh, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cute because like the way like they pronounce words, I'm like, oh, they're still learning, you know?
Oh my god, toxic, dude.
You didn't know what a parsnip was, so
I don't know what anything is, to be honest.
Same.
I know that these aren't the type of accents you're talking about, I know, but my cousin moved to Kentucky like 10 or 15 years ago, and I talked to him on the phone after he moved. I'm not like super close to him or anything, but I talked to him on the phone after he lived there for a few years, and he sounds like he was born and raised in Kentucky.
Damn.
And it's so weird. I'm like, are you sure you're my cousin? Because like it's so strange how he can just live in Michigan. I think he moved when he was 18 maybe, and he sounds like he's from Michigan. Like I know what my cousin sounds like. And then talking to him on the phone, it's like, dude, I'm talking to someone born and raised from Kentucky right now. It's so strange.
That is crazy.
So strange.
Yeah. So maybe if you wanted to move to the UK, you could maybe pick it up in a few years.
I would love that. If I came back with a UK accent, would that not be the weirdest alternate universe thing you've ever experienced?
It'd be so strange. I would be like, okay, quit it. You're pretending. We get it. You're cultured now.
Right.
But
fun fact about the UK as well is just like accents just change like every like it could be 20-minute drive, 30-minute drive. The accent could be slightly different. It's crazy.
Damn.
Because it's a lot smaller. Like the country's so small compared to America. Like everything's really close together, but people's accents change so much.
So,
and I mean, you guys may not be able to tell,
right?
But it's like easy for like for me to tell or anyone else who's like living in England. Like
I could see that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because we have people like in New York and Cali and like down south, like all have different accents than like Midwestern.
Yeah.
So I could see that.
Yeah, there's little things I notice, like when I'm talking to Justin, he'll say his E's, like the S sound, he'll say it like an A kind of. So like he'll say like eggs, or if we're playing, we know this girl named Ellie, and he always called her Allie. And I'm like, bro, her name's Ellie. He's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Allie.
Okay, well, Justin's not the best example for somebody, but yeah.
So, I did 3 months. I traveled America a few years ago, and I couldn't really tell the difference in accents when I went.
Yeah.
Only in New York I could tell, and then everywhere else sounded the same to me.
Yeah, like I can pick up on Boston accents really easily. Like I can tell if someone's from Boston. But like you said, I don't really know. I'm not big on geography, so I don't know how big America is compared to the UK. Like from here to Boston might be the same as for you going from like England to Ireland or something. I don't know.
I think if you go from like the south of England up to Scotland, it could be like 8-hour drive.
Okay.
Maybe 6 to 8.
Okay, so
I think so. That's not that far.
It's not really.
No.
Because for us, like to
think-
drive to California from Michigan is like a 3-day
Oh
drive.
my god.
Oh my god, a 3-day drive.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. You can't just
Oh my gosh.
let's go visit California real quick. It's like you have to take
Yeah.
out. Yeah, you have to fly or take out a couple weeks.
Yeah, I road tripped in California, and I think the longest drive we did in one night was like 4 to 6 hours, and I think we were heading to Los Angeles from I can't remember where we were. We were like on the way to Los Angeles, but to get to Los Angeles, like we'd stopped off overnight, and the next bit of drive was like 4 to 5 hours, and it was just so long. I was like, that's basically me driving from the bottom of England almost to Scotland.
Yeah, California is huge.
It's crazy.
I think, if California was a country, it would probably be one of the bigger countries, I'm sure. It's huge.
It was fun though. It's cool.
Yeah. All right. Mike, I think you're next.
Okay. This one's like super broad, but we kind of covered it a little bit, but if you want to like go into like your idea or whatever, my question is, what's the next big thing for you?
Oh, for me personally?
Yeah, like whoever I'm asking, what's the next big thing?
I'll answer first. I mean, it's all just like music related, I guess. Like my initial plan when I initially reached out to Becky, I reached out to a few different people, and my initial goal was to make like a producer album, basically, like Marshmello or whatever, and just get a bunch of different vocalists, a bunch of different styles, throw together this project and put it out. But finding vocalists is a lot harder than what you would expect. I don't know what it is about you guys, but you don't like to have your DMs open. So no, maybe they hear my stuff and they're like, I don't know, man, and then back out.
Yeah, maybe they close them for you.
But
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but like I've been looking on Twitch to singers, and then I go find them on Twitter, and I can't DM them, so I follow them, and I still can't DM them, or whatever. But anyway, so trying to throw that together. I was gonna put this song that I have with Becky on there, but I don't want to just sit on this song forever while I try to throw a bunch of other songs together. So I'm gonna put this out. But then after that, I don't want to just put out single after single after single. I would like eventually to have an album out.
Yeah.
So that's my next big thing, hopefully.
What about you, Becky?
Yeah. I think for me, it's like my solo album. So I have never released a solo album before. So that's exciting for me.
Yeah.
Like a big part of like the music career, I guess.
Definitely.
But also, I guess just with my band as well, like getting back to doing gigs. We had lots of really good gigs lined up this year, like festivals and things like that, and they all got cancelled.
Yeah,
so I think like next year, 2021, hopefully, obviously, who knows what could happen, but hopefully festivals will come back and I'll get back on the road and start like performing again, like, because it's just so amazingly fun doing that. Like it's just so big, like so fun. And I miss that. So that's kind of like the next thing on the agenda.
Yeah, I could definitely see it happen. Like I don't know, sometimes I'm not saying I'm like a scout or I know anything about anything, but usually with like certain people, you can just tell if they have like true potential or a work ethic or talent or like whatever it is. And with you, like, I'm just like, oh, it's going to happen. Like, I'm not even like just being like a nice guy. Like, I'm just like, oh, Becky's going to be successful,
Oh, thank you.
You can just tell with certain people, like Andrew Ellis, you can tell that dude's going to make it.
Right.
I love him. I love Andy. He's just the loveliest guy.
Yeah.
So
He really
nice.
is.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, and he has such a good work ethic for someone so young as well, because he's do you know what I mean? Like he's definitely got it, if you know what I mean.
He's so young, and this dude works like he's 35. Like, what the fuck?
He's very driven, and he's got his head screwed on.
I love it.
Yeah.
Next big thing, I don't know. It's so hard with like, because with the music, you have like an album or you have a concept idea, like there's more projects. And content creation, it's kind of just like a day by day thing, and hopefully stuff starts to snowball or something erupts and you go viral, So
Yeah.
with me, it's just improve every aspect of every social media platform and just be a better creator and meet a lot more people and just kind of expand my circle. And I mean, I don't know. I don't really know if it's kind of hard for someone to like bank on going viral because it's so random. It's always stuff you least expect. So with me, I think it's going to be more of a gradual thing for now. So just kind of, you know, getting closer and closer to that goal of just being full time and then building on that. So that's what I'd say.
All right. Our final question of the week. Becky, what is your last rapid fire?
Oh my God. Okay. What is, I like these, what is your favorite question?
Okay.
What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, this is a question made for Sean. You could go first if you want.
Yeah, my favorite ice cream flavor, if we so this is like a super specific one. If you want more like general, I can answer that too. But my favorite ice cream flavor for sure is half baked Ben and Jerry's. It is half vanilla, half chocolate, with brownie pieces and cookie dough in it.
Oh,
And
sounds so good.
It is the greatest creation on God's green earth. It tastes amazing. Ben and Jerry are awesome people, and I know that the cows are treated well, and the cookies are treated well. Everything is
The
perfect.
cookies.
Every single thing, every drop, every atom of love is put into each Ben and Jerry's pint of ice cream. And it truly shows, man. This sounds like a commercial, but every spoonful,
For real, dude.
every spoonful of Ben and Jerry's ice cream is
Hashtag
pure
ad.
bliss. No, I'm mildly kidding, kind of, not really, but it's it's delicious. So Ben and Jerry's half baked is, if you want a more general ice cream flavor though, it's cookies and cream, definitely.
Yeah. No, I like the specifics.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
Ben and Jerry's
Nice.
half baked is the jam.
Delish. For me, I have two different ones. The first one that comes to mind is nice, quick, and easy. It's Dairy Queen's cookies and cream Oreo Blizzard. It's insane that whatever technology they use in that ice cream, I don't know if they use computer chips or like what kind of ice cream science they're doing, but that ice cream is so soft. Like, you know, a lot of people say soft serve. That is the definition of soft serve. It melts in your mouth. It's just, so good. Like, I just turned into an Italian because I'm doing a little hand thing because it's just so like, oh my God. Every time I eat it, I'm just like, how is this like available to humans? It's too good. And then the other thing is from a place called Mongolian Barbecue, and it's called the Big Brownie Dessert. Now, what this thing is it's a huge cup of, I think, vanilla ice cream. It has a nice hot warm brownie on top that's super soft, and then caramel and hot chocolate on top.
Oh my God.
And that combination of temperatures and flavor are just orgasmic. Like, me and Sean actually had one like a few years back because
Yeah, we
I was
split
telling
one.
him about it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So good. It's like $5 too. It's not bad.
Y'all are gonna make
Sounds
me run to the ice
amazing.
cream place after this.
For
even though
real.
I'm trying really hard not to eat ice cream anymore.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not have this gut.
I feel that.
But all right, Becky, what's yours?
Yeah, I think for me, I love a Ben and Jerry's cookie
Nice.
dough. But I'm also a sucker for Haagen-Dazs pralines and cream.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wait, what? What?
it's
Haagen-Dazs
so
what?
good. Pralines and cream.
What are these words?
Pralines are like a nut.
Something else.
They're a nut. Pralines are like a nut.
Can you
Okay.
spell it?
Yeah, Pralines.
All right, I got it.
Pralines and cream. Oh, it's just such a good ice cream, like solid ice cream.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But if I'm going for something more simple, just from like the ice cream stand or something, I love a pistachio ice cream.
Ooh. Yeah, pistachio is really good.
Yeah. I know that's free, sorry.
No, I feel like I have to try this Haagen-Dazs now.
yeah,
It looks good.
it has like
You
caramel
will
just
not regret
drizzled.
Yeah.
It's very tasty.
Now, will I turn... Okay, so when I eat this ice cream, will I turn 80 years old? Or is that just something that happens naturally?
This does look like something I would find in my grandma's cookie dish.
It's so good. It's just so good.
It
Yeah.
looks good.
Does.
And Haagen-Dazs makes good ice cream too, so I feel like
Yeah,
it's
they really
good
do.
by default.
Yeah, they're a good brand.
Yeah.
I feel like pralines will just throw my hip out of placement. Like, I don't know what it is, but it just sounds so. I'm sure it's delicious though.
They look like pecans
It
too,
is.
or pecans.
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah, they do actually. They're good. They're tasty.
Okay, yeah, I'm mesmerized by a screen full of ice cream now. I'm sorry.
For real.
Maybe it is the same thing.
It looks
But
like
then
it.
we would call them pecan nuts as well, because we have pecan nuts, so I don't know why they're called pralines on the. Who knows?
I don't know.
I'm curious.
Are you curious to see it?
No, not that curious.
Okay.
Why, man? We're so close.
No, that was on purpose though. It doesn't count.
I know. Okay.
Okay. I think that wraps up episode 48 of Chillin' for Our Lives. Becky already told you where you can find her. Look for our song. Look for her songs. She's Becky Machine, all one word on everything. Links will be in the description below, as they tend to be. So do either of you have any closing thoughts before we send this one out?
Just to thank you guys for having me on. It's been really, really fun.
No problem. Pleasure.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
Great episode.
Yeah, the pleasure is ours. Thank you very much for wanting to be on. Thank you, you beautiful listener, for listening. Of course, please give us a like, subscribe, comment, share, tell your mom, tell your friends, tell everybody to listen to Chillin' for Our Lives. And until next time for episode 49, stay chill.
Peace.